Yeah, you know, I'm back. Peace, America. It's my peoples. We at a point where right now, I'm about to get to it, and truly, you know, hope that everyone is at a open-minded and open-hearted, man, to starting to see that what I'm here presenting is all in the benefit, man, and benefit. It's not just a irrational lie. It's all boiled down to the accountability, you know, of human rights, and I just say, to really see us be above the madness, 40 acres in the moon, and even, you know, between, those that might not really want to see us get it and or, you know, think that, it'd be best to distribute it to the public and not directly to the people as I'm trying to explain here. Or just anyone that may feel against it or anything, know that, us people, African Americans, though you may see that, we demonstrate what we witness, you know, in our lives and the trauma that we've been, conflicted with, you know, ask any psychiatrist, this is what we've been learned. So, I mean, every now and then, you would have those that act out in that manner. It's just quite taught behavior, So that's neither here nor there on that point. So what I say is that we still gonna show love, regardless of the fact one way or another. So it isn't that we would just totally benefit. It's just again a total element that will be a great to the solution, man. Now, I say upon us receiving this, there was points, you know, that it's gonna rectify the whole thing, and it's gonna bring it apart. So, no, people, let me break this down just in case if y'all have not already witnessed my sticker text that I posed out there. So furthermore, now you witnessing in the seat. Let me tell you again, this is all towards the accountability of African Americans, Black Lives Matter, and the historical traumas that been conflicted, and something to some monetaries to help us foundate ourselves from out of racism. So, what I say, I'm not too much of an accountant or anything, but we being the minority, think this figure wouldn't be too harsh, and I think it is fair enough. So, not not knowing, you know what I'm saying, the full situation of all parties and what's to have you, but I believe it's great enough. Being here at the dollar rate that we are here now today will definitely help a person establish, carry on, and make the world go round. So, this 40 acres stimulus, incentive, compensation, grant, here consists of $125 million for every single household. African American, $250,000. That is 250,000 to every single homeless African American. Once again, let me project the numbers. 125 million to every household. That was African American descent. Then $250,000, 250,000 to every homeless individual of African American descent. With these monetaries, household and or homeless individuals will then be able to then come up, establish. Now, why and where this all takes place in the realm that we will get off of welfare, though still be able to probably, eligible or apply for food stamps. We do need them food stamps, baby. It's not get carried away now. You know what I'm saying? We're not bougie here. So, but we can't receive any cash and any further, you know what I'm saying, somewhat assistance. As well as Medicaid. We are now being able to, we will be able to afford or take care of our own health care. You know what I mean? I'm going to break down where within the communities and how hospitals and things of that nature or our medical centers will, can be transformed and things of that nature. But now, we're beginning off welfare. Leaving that to, I'm not going to say foreigners, but all the other residents and all, Americans. That just basically, leave more resource for others. Welfare, as well as I say health care. Schools. Well, let me formulate back. With these monies, we're able to get up, right? And we can build our own communities, be able to get away. We like once, as I said earlier, that segregation is just is big. You know, I mean, I believe a lot of parties from East Side may still feel that way. You know, need to still be away from these counterparts. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, never. You know, just upon traditional celebration. You know, I don't think, you know, one is too familiar. You know, it is that familiar or comfortable with the next of such. You know, may or may not. You know, some that is acceptance is, you know, we always have, you know what I mean, invited, welcomed, you know, others to partake in and understand how we celebrate, you know. But it was like as I say, you know, we receiving these monies, we can get up, we can then go and create our own communities. You know what I mean? Migrate. Whereas now we, you know what I mean, these communities can be, I guess, more favorite populated of, you know what I'm saying, blacks, African Americans, um, in that nature, which then, you know, will be more involvement or compliance to the schooling systems and all, just as well as we have the monies now that our voices that will be heard, you know, our votes will be more, you know, significant to the point of electors of just say community councils, you know, and all other chain commands, you know. So that's why it's very important to direct, you know what I'm saying, these monies to the families directly. Um, as well as, you know, once receiving this and the segregations or whatever that the building of these communities, right? Now you have in place for the police, for part of the system, the policing system. Because it's still going to be hard and you know what I mean, to I guess nitpick or get how once we still get arrested, the powers that be in them courtrooms, how or what, you know what I'm saying, we be treated. So far, another we have been, you know, given some reforms that favor into, you know, nonviolent crimes and things in that nature and those with the unfortunates of monies towards bells and things in that nature. But if we had these monies, then we would definitely would be quite less targeted, just a bit, because they know we have the money for bail, the lawyers, you know, to fight. You know, believe me, you know, us receiving these monies will make totally more sense. Isn't that we just be begging when we sitting here begging and looking pathetic? You know, set us out so then we can really get out. We can really formulate making America great. Right? Now, towards the policing. So far as you know, we see the news, you know, there was great approaches and proposals towards reforms and that's just addressing certain tactics. We're not addressing the full strategic of the system. The police is just part of the tactic, which work very well to hold us down, to make barriers in our lives so we can do certain things and to actually break down our families, households, you know, wasting of time, making us, you know what I'm saying, building more of negative character and savagery towards our being guaranteed once you give us these morning needs and we create these communities. And I mean, I can't say we're going to stop. You know what I'm saying? This is going to stop everything in existence because sure enough, it's not going to change. You know how y'all feel about us. You know, but sure enough, at least we may get away from y'all. Y'all can be away from us. You know. Now, as I say, we have these money needs. We be able to, build with our own communities within the communities and that nature. Being able to, be more elites to the voting or the voices of the elect. You know what I'm saying? Of who's elected. You know, I believe that the polices should be according or should police the state or city that they live in. Once you get the police, the individual that live within that state, that city, you know, he will more or less be more kind of sympathetic towards his approach and everything because first and foremost, you know, he would have the understanding. He would know, you know what I'm saying, and since the people and things in that nature, that the more happenings that's going around, he would every more parties would be more familiar, you know. With the people in the area, as we know. Then and only then, as these communities is formulating, you know, you're getting the police within that state and that city working there, you know, beginning to work within their own neighborhoods or very close within the vicinity of their, you know what I'm saying, they where they live, you know, then the rapport will begin to build because upon, the approach calls or any incident, that officer approaching will then know, y'all talking about giving money, taking money from them and then giving money to certain agencies to fill in towards, these police departments as social workers and psychiatrists whatsoever. That's really not going to work. The best thing is to, allow one from inside to work inside. The only way to relate. You know, I don't mean to be, too much, I guess, say negative, but the real is that, an addict will only really want to listen to another addict because they are familiar of their struggles and the pains and everything that they are going through. So, that's the same as the policing in a sense, We get the police, that live there, work within that neighborhood, then he's gonna, be mindful that I live around here as well. I'm not just. He's not gonna jeopardize much of say his life and those around him. He's gonna be more careful, more mindful. So all approaches will be different, and there I believe will be much more better rapport, much more building of trust and support towards the police it may be, because there'll be, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be quite relative. It's just going to be, these communities is going to become and built back into the origins of what we once, had established for ourselves, tribes and, villages that we wasn't after each other heads and things of that nature. You know, our hearts is not savagery. Just behave that way because we've taught that way, and it's what we figured to be what is going to help us get by out of our, pit of misery or we just thought that, you know what I mean? It's what helped them get out of it, right? All right now. So, I'm not saying here to point who's real criminals and I'm just here asking that we not get sidetracked and we put a very good solution to this problem of racism. Now, as I say, because like as people they was addressing, now this is one thing, they just all say, we all human first and foremost before anybody put on any uniform, any hat, anything that give them the walk of life of a title throughout they hours of their day of being a human. So, what have you upon the duties of your job and or your morals or principle of life. You're human, and that's what everyone wants to cry out and recognize now. We are all human, right? So even when it's time for these officers to put on uniforms and go to work, you remember that you don't want, what I'm saying? You want us civilians, us criminals, or people at mischief and trying to show their frustration or rage towards what the police have demonstrated towards us, the threats and as such. So there is good cops, but there are those bad cops. But we should all remember they're all humans, right? Well, then those good cops should know how to then approach. Then also know how to stand because they are human by us other human civilians and protect us from those other bad cops. Strip them. But see, that takes a lot because then that shows that they disloyalty to their farm and, it takes a lot. It takes a lot, and then it takes a lot. Once you put on, that uniform, we all know this is what you're supposed to stand for and 100%. So